We've spoken quite a lot about methodology. I've now laid out before you the important subject of the nature of man. I've already given you fair warning. Future for America will reject this. Not reject what we're going to teach in the future. They're going to reject what we taught in the past. Because if they held on to the past, they would be forced to accept the future. Hopefully it's clear what the two parts of the study are all about. You need both. I did a study recently in Uganda where I showed the connection between these two. They're not independent studies. How you take care of your body affects the inner person. I want to move on to a slightly different subject. Dealing with reform lines. Now, our reform lines have become quite complicated, as we all know. And a few people have asked me about the reform line that we have. So this is a relatively straightforward study. If people don't ask questions about it, I think we should be able to finish it quite quickly. We spoke here, have you raised it, if you remember? We have inspiration. Ellen White teaches us things. And what we're required to do is to read that information and try to understand its relevancy to us. Some things are easy and some things are difficult. Some things are applicable and some things are not. So already we have two pairs. Easy, difficult, applicable and not applicable. So now it all starts getting quite complicated in reading and making sense of what we've read. So the way to start this process is to go to inspiration and find out what it says. So if we take our history, begins in Daniel 11 verse 40. Speaks about the time of the end. Ellen White will give us a lot of help. She'll tell you that this is 1798. And she will in no way tell you that there are two times of the ends or explain the verse in the way that we understand it. So we need to understand how she reads that verse. She's going to talk about Millerite history.
The Millerite.
Which is verse 40. She's going to say, essentially comes to its end with this shut door in 1844. We spoke a few days ago about the first, second and third angels' messages. And I said, which angel comes after the first? And the answer was the third. Nobody seemed to object, so we moved on. Someone asked me, what happened to the second? And I said I would explain it in class. So, if we want to understand our message clearly, I think what you're required to do is to understand each history or dispensation in different ways. So, if I were to ask, what does the first angel say? Most people say, fear God, give him glory, for the hour of his judgment is come. And I would say, I don't want that version, give me another version. What does he say? And then people become confused, they don't know what I'm talking about. So I say, turn it into a story. And now try to do it. And people struggle because they don't know how to study that way. So we don't have time to do it. And perhaps you've watched a video on that before. So I'm going to say this. The first angel says the following. You're in trouble here. And what you need to do is to get ready or prepare yourself. And what you need to prepare for is the investigative judgment in heaven, which is going to come before the second advent. He doesn't say the last bit. He does not say the last bit. But that's what he meant. So he says, I want to put you on warning. Be on your guard, because the investigative judgment's coming. And he tells you when. He says, for the hour of his judgment is come. He says, we're in the hour. How long is an hour? 46 years. So here's the first angel's message. And he's pointing the people to what event? This one here. He says, look at this. And what's going to happen? Christ is going to move from the holy place to the most holy place. That was his message. Then, when that happened, and Christ moved, Another angel came,
của malaika de ben
and this other angel came and said,
của malaika de ben ku jem
Christ has moved it from the holy to the most holy,
le kirso achira jot ajija dila jigala dila jingala jig
and now they're going to start checking people
ku yen me na ko jan chariyo pio ka pio jabut
if they passed or if they failed.
pio jabut chiki jem ka ken ki jem
And if they failed,
na chiki wi
pain.
ke to
If they passed,
na chiki jem
good,
ke pet
life.
ke pi
And he warns them,
ka ye ke nyen
says, don't rush.
le don ko doi kat
You need to have a lot of patience.
ko bag nang tiet ko bag nang chuok le
Because it's not going to get sorted out for quite a while.
ko bija kon te dik le ta de
And that's the third angel.
ko ke ye ke malaika de ya
So that's why I said
yen ka na ne
the first angel is followed by the third.
na de ke malaika tu ai kwan chu ke malaika dia
And this person
ye ra na
is pointing to this way mark.
e wo nyu ka nyu de le
And what's he saying?
ko yo ye luen
Judgment is coming.
ai luen lu ati ben
And the third angel,
ko le ke malaika dia
he's looking
ano ti ye tin
at this way mark.
a nyu de ke ne ka ye wo
And he says what?
yo ye luen
What does he say?
yo ye luen
He says judgment is coming.
ka ye bo luen lu ka bo
Repeat and enlarge.
ke to ne ke cho bo ke den luen luen pin ki jop
It's not the same judgment.
a che lung tu ne
We'll call it judgment B and judgment A.
ka ba nyu na ne ke lung tu ne bo lung ke
Two types of judgment.
lung ke ba a che lung tu tu
When the first angel
na bo malaika tu
just said, here is the judgment,
ku luen ni ten ke ne ben lu ka ben ben
when the time came,
na la da mani le ben
what happened to the first angel?
chimni ke malaika tu ra bloi de
What did he do?
yo chi bloi
He said, oh, it's been a hard 46 years, I can rest now, I've done my job.
bo loi yen na ru ni ke ten wan ko de tem am ja long wan chi loi de lo
Job finished.
lo ga itu
Then the third angel comes and he says, okay, my job begins now.
ko malaika dia ko ben ko le lai loi de chi ja jok me
Takes you to this point,
ko le rin a nyu de le
and then what does he do?
ko yo ye loi
Third angel, what does he say?
yo ye le ke malaika dia loi
Oh, it's been a long time, I can have a rest.
le lai ke ne da ma chi ben le am ja long
We okay with that?
ke di no
So this is the end of the first angel.
ke ti ye ke to le ke malaika tu
And this is the end of the third angel. We agree?
ko ken ke ne ye ke to le ke malaika dia
What way mark is this one?
ya nyu de le ke ta ne ke le
Well, we'll do this one first. What's this one?
a ke ti ya nyu de le ma
This one.
esa be jina ye ka de to
1844,
ko nyu chi le ke ne
October.
ya bu to
That's what everyone should have said.
man pe ti
And this one?
ke ne chi
Someone said something? Verse 40? Oh, good. Close of probation. Daniel 12:1.
ke na nyu de chen e bu Daniel chapter 3 ko chok chok ye ni ti bam kai da chok na pin
Hopefully we're okay with that.
ke na yo ke na wo je de
We're clever people here.
ko ni jang de
What verse is this?
ye chok ko ne ye chok ni de Daniel chapter 3 ko to
From the book of Daniel.
bu Daniel chapter 3 ko to
Shout out. Daniel 11 verse 40. Okay? What verse is that from the book of Daniel chapter 8?
yen a che wan ma le ke bu ye chok ten wan Daniel 3 ko to ku kai ja le ye chok ni de ke ne e bu Daniel chapter 8
Shout out. Which verse? Verse 14.
So ai đơn cái này ai chụp thiệt của ngoan.
This one's verse 14. What verse is this one?
Giờ nó bú trực bọt các bé thì ngoan ngoan cái chụp thiệt của ngoan.
Which one? 13 you said?
19, we say 19.
Verse 19.
So ai đơn cái chụp thiệt của đồng ngoan.
Problem with verse 19, it's not part of the vision, it's part of Gabriel's explanation.
Chụp thiệt của đồng ngoan. Ai chia bia cái nhốt. Ai bia này cái ba ta.
So, verse 12.
Ai đơn cái chụp thiệt của.
That's the right answer.
Cái biết cái
So, we know the third angel finishes its work at the close of probation.
Link the malaika dia kabuloi dia betul si bang kai kyo.
The line could go on.
Pulo yang dia kala tu.
And this would be Jacob's time of trouble. Perhaps we can call it that.
Lekin kena dia daman dari Jacob ben nang tu.
Makes you the second advent.
Del ben ro dia ben.
So, that's the end of the first angel.
Kena yang ke tu loi the malaika tu.
This is judgment A.
Kena ke lung.
When does that finish?
Lekin kena tu then.
Investigative judgment. When does it finish?
Ye lung ti ye tu then.
At the close of the third angel.
Itu mesti link the malaika dia.
Hopefully we all agree with that. And this judgment,
Ye lung
when does that finish?
ye tu then.
Second advent, good.
Itu ben ro de Kristo.
If you look at it that way, you see that the first and the third are basically repeating enlargements.
Na loi ting cái chồng chú ai nhốt thì nó mẹ cái list de malaika truyền cái list de malaika dia ai cái ting cái bề bề dùng ý để cái này
And the line of progression.
mungkin cái này cái cho cái của quan bên bên
This is the investigative judgment,
cái yên cái luống thì
and this is the executive judgment.
luống cái luống thế cái này yên cái thì yên lúc tí thì cái này cái tem được cái luống thế
So we're not going to worry about the second, hopefully.
walking list de malaika ro cái của luyện
Oh, we just make one observation. Where do you find this?
cái này cái dùng đâu
First angel.
list de malaika truyền
14,
trước tiếp cũng ăn
chapter 14. This one. Chapter 14.
ये chapter kam you are in you
The second angel.
list de malaika ro
Chapter.
chapter đó
Second angel.
list de malaika ro
Where did you find that?
you to know
Chapter
the chapter kam
14.
nhớ tiếng của anh bên
But you notice
nên cái gì ra thì
that he comes twice.
cái bên này rồi
Where's that one?
cái nơi na cái
Chapter 18.
cái chiều tiếng của bên
So the second angel is different to the first and the third.
ye second angel
He's different.
list de malaika ro awaj cái này malaika truyền malaika dia
One passage, one time. One passage, one time.
na để kiến phiếu chứ năng đam anh phiếu chứ cái này đam anh
Two passages, two times.
ku ye phiếu tung chip there với nhảy rồi
Are we okay with that?
chú có đến cái này
No. Confused.
chú nhìn đẹp
It's true. It's correct.
cái gì vậy thôi ạ
We'll do one more thing.
nó đẹp cả rồi
When does the second angel end?
ye list cái malaika de ro ye tung nên
We've got the first angel ending, the third angel ending. Where's the second angel end?
wajib thuộc de malaika truyền là chú hiểu thuộc de malaika dia cái chú hiểu lekin thuộc de malaika ro ye nên
There it was. Definitely up to here. Where would it end? Here. So this is the second angel's message. So, first, second and third can all be easily laid out. We need to remember the only reason we do all of this is not to confuse you, but to make it easier. So when someone draws all of these lines, they're obliged to explain why they're doing that. So if that doesn't make sense to you, then you need to go back and understand what each of these stories is teaching. So all I'm doing is going back to why I said the third comes after the first. If I were to draw them, the first, the third, and the second. So that's true. I know that's true. How? Because you find that in inspiration. All the pieces of information are already there. So if anybody does any lines that look different to that, say they make this the first angel, the second angel, the third angel, and then they make this the fourth angel. They can do that, but they have to explain it. And they have to explain it based upon this original pattern. The first angel, what's its job? What did we say its job is? To do what? To prepare you for the investigative judgment. So this time period is the time period of preparation.
Are
we okay with that? Then we go to the next major waymark that Ellen White will give to us. Should be the Sunday law. And she keeps on telling people that the Sunday law is coming. And she's going to tell people what the Sunday law will look like. And not only what it will look like, what we're supposed to do. What we're supposed to teach, where we're supposed to live. So she says, get ready for the Sunday law. So what do you need to do before the Sunday law? You need to prepare. So you prepare for the Sunday law. When would the preparation begin? Here. That was preparation 1 and 2. And why does she keep on making this point of preparing for the Sunday law?
ben ko rejuer ben de nung yu malat
Because she says,
nung ay lwe
when the Sunday law comes,
na la lung yu malat ben
if you're not prepared,
na kan rejuer
we could say trained,
kini rapiot
what will happen in the Sunday law?
yo ngoro loy ile lung ben
You'll fail.
kain chi yu
You won't be able to handle the pressure.
kien cái loy di bin ya kina chi belewi
We don't have charts here,
watching agay kuna liu
but if you start talking about the first, second and third angels' messages like this,
kuna jam ku le ki malai ka ke to ke le nyot
and we said that we were in Revelation 14,
yo kuna le ke water ni yo here to one
what's this time period?
kien ye tao kan ke ye tang no kan
In the framework of chapter 14.
cái chỗ ngồi chú nhiều thì bụng nhiều thiên thì ngắn
My brother says Jesus on the cloud,
cái đứa nào kia cái số
and in his hand
còn đi cái môn gì trên
he has a sickle,
cái con nong
which is an instrument
nong mấy chuyện gì cái
of harvest.
cái đen gì nó chậm
So it ends with the story of harvest.
cái này nhót cái thuộc nó có con chậm
We could discuss that.
là bụng giảm ấy
So you start thinking about harvest,
còn này yêu giá ta bụng giảm ấy gì nó chậm
we see that Ellen White is going to use that model over and over again.
khi á chăng ấy Ellen White ấy chỗ là nhót lan trong thế
So she says, prepare for the Sunday law.
ấy lưỡi biết luôn bên nó như mà là
Because at the Sunday law,
nó thì cái lưỡi như mà là
you're going to do a message or a work for God.
cái bên lưỡi đi lưỡi nhẹ lại
And this will bring you to the end of the third angel. Here. And so this time period was to prepare you for what? What's this time period to prepare you for? We'll say Jacob's time of trouble. Here we've got harvest. We discussed this yesterday, I think. What happens here? What Bible verse is this? And
Daniel chapter 3 bro chapter kungo
Revelation 22 verse 11. Everything is fixed. So what's this for then? How much faith does Jacob have? Here. Faith. A lot or a little? A lot of faith or a little bit of faith? A little bit. Who's he fighting with? God. What does he want to do? Die? Commit suicide? And at the end of that, how's he feeling? Really good. Happy. He's hurt. Jacob is permanently damaged. Is that nice? To make him have a permanent limp? Good or bad? It's good. So he can never forget his dependency upon God. Yes or no? How do his children remember that without getting the same pain? How do his children remember that without having the same pain?
bi mit ke bi di ya ni ji de ke chin to tong ke ni to ko ni Jacob
How do they manage to remember?
bi ke lewe de bi ya ta
They don't go through the same. Otherwise all the Jews would be limping. And they don't.
yen ai lo na de ke
How do they keep it in their memory?
en ka bi ke loi mi ra loi ke pan de juda ban to ban ke ran ti kom ban
God says,
ai le le
next time you have a feast,
na ngai ke nang
because we know
loi
you love meat,
ngo nye wen ya ring
what you're not allowed to eat.
ke ti pen we cha ba chang
Sorry? Good. You're not allowed to eat the meat around that joint, so you remember.
ye na nye ke cham ye we ring cham ring ton ye ne yo ma nyin
God's clever, isn't he? God's clever.
ne le ni ka
Okay, so this time period
a le ni ta ra
is to prepare you for what?
abi yin jwer ngo
For heaven.
abi yin jwer la pan ya
You'll be there for how long?
yi to ni ne min ga de
1,000 years.
ron bi na bur
And what's that for?
ku ye kre ngo ron bi na bur
To prepare you for?
abi jwer ngo
For earth.
abi jwer pa ba la ban pin no
Are we okay with that?
ti pya ga ne chuk de
So we've gone much further than I wanted to go.
what you get de cha na ko ba na wala ti
We'll pick up this one, harvest,
wa tem ka ne ka bu lum tem de tren
and one of Ellen White's favourite themes,
kia tung ka ner ala wa benin ka ja
this period here,
ye ka
he's going to call the latter rain.
ye ka ma e chol ding ruo ni ding rap wa ni ding lo
And she says,
ka ye luen
don't wait
duni tit
for the latter rain
duni bende ding kien tit
to do what?
bungaloy
To prepare you for harvest.
bi yin jwer bi yitem
We okay with that? Don't wait for the latter rain to prepare you for harvest.
duni ding ruo ding tem duni tit bi yin jwer tem
Why?
yongo
What will happen?
yongo biro loy
You're a plant here.
yin ni ti chom di di
You get sown
yin ti chom
and you never grow.
ku yin ken chil
Why don't you grow?
yong chen ni chil
Because there was no
right
there's no rain.
e ke chin en ding
So you wait and wait
ke yin bi ja ti je ti
and the rain starts
ku je ding go
and you say, great,
ku je le ke pya
I can come alive.
na bi ja pi
And you do this
na je le ken loy
and what happens?
ke yong lo ra je lim kun ke yong
It just destroys you.
kara
It destroys you.
kariyo kin
The rain will just squash you and drown you.
ke yen ding a bi ja twen ku je lim bor je le mo
So the latter rain will kill you
ke ding chien ye ding ruo ra bi ja mo
if you start trying to fix things here.
ko benin won du benin ne bi ja chok pin
Okay with that? All straight out from the spirit of prophecy.
le ke ye le ken ken ti chok ga de elen wadi
We could spend many hours doing that.
wala bu te gi le bu ke lum ke wo lo ken
So her advice is
ye le wo ke
to grow up before you get to there,
le kon jara ju ku chil ken ken ta ra de
which she calls the former rain.
man ye choi ding pi ye ding chu
And so by the time you've got to this point,
na ye ta le ri mi ta de ding chien
what do you look like?
ke ji ye ne
You look fully grown up,
ke in ti di ku ti chil
from seed to full growth.
ke ni chil mi le gon yin kin e ko bu ten ba ja la ke ya ke chilo
Now it's not fully grown.
ko le na ne ken akin chu lo ke chu ban
You've got all the right parts,
yin ti nang dil pi ya tin tin
but the fruit
ku yen nyin ne ke chilo
is what colour?
to ke nong chin yin de
Green.
ngor ke mangok
It's there,
ato
the right shape,
to ne chok de
I'll say the right size.
ku je la ta de ne di de
Maybe it needs building up a bit.
ya de ni ko bu de fi kama
The rain
ku je de
will do what?
yo bi den ruo bloy den ya den ko
It will change that
bi ye chin du na bu wa
To what?
ที่ว่าเยอะมั้ง
Now this is not a good colour,
กินอะไรเจ๊กินเปล่า
but it will change colour.
เอาไปกินดูเนี่ยยังมังงกที่ยังเยอะว่า
From green to what?
เยอะเว้ยคิวแบบมังงกไปยัดแบบมัง
Yeah, red is not the good colour. To white.
ที่เยอะว่าไปยัดยันที่หมดที่มังงกไปยินเยอะเลย
Sometimes people will say golden.
เดี๋ยวมันเดี๋ยวที่เรานี่ก็ชอบแบบแต่เวลาตัวยินเยอะมาก
So you need to go through all these stages
เชี่ยเป็นจ้าเนี่ยอันนี้ก็เดี๋ยวนี้แค่เดียว
in order to get to the very end.
วิเล่บุตรเองที่ตัว
And where's the end?
เว้ยตัวกี่เนี่ย
Here.
ตัวก็แค่กัน
You have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 preparations.
เย็นนะยิ่งเราดูจุยรีดิอาจารย์โกตัวโกเด
Do you have to go through 5 preparations?
จุยรีเนี่ยอาเกตก็ดินี่ก็วิเล่
Or more?
เอาบาร์จุยก็จุยเดร์ยูรูจุยคังเกต
We'll call these preparations 0.
คิดเรื่องที่เราวันนี้ว่าการเขียนเองแค่จุยรีจุยแต่ยังชินชอลอาบัติชนะโบชินก็แค่เดียวบัดจุยระ
You have to be prepared here
ยินไปดีจุยรีที่
in order to be chosen here,
โบราณลาดีจุยรีจุย
and then it goes on.
คือเจอเราเที่ยงอาบัติ
If you miss a step,
น้าน้องก็บังน้อง
you're doomed.
ที่จริยา
You have to pass through every single one.
ตรงแค่ก็บ้านบัดดีเลย
So this is what Ellen White gives us. Everything that's on this board is straight out of the Spirit of Prophecy.
ยันก็ที่เอลันวาดียันวอล์กในบ้านที่ยันจะกอร์ในบ้านก็ที่เอลันวาดียันวอล์กที่กับบัดดี
Hopefully we're all okay with that.
ยามอดกันก็เดียวอาเปียกเต็ม
So, early writings, page 240.
ได้เอลันบุกจะคุย
Early writings, 240.
เองก็ที่เอลันapa ande buat karo teman
I saw a number of companies that seemed to be bound together by cords. Many in these companies were in total darkness. Their eyes were directed downward to the earth, and there seemed to be no connection between them and Jesus. But scattered through these different companies were persons whose faces looked light.
ada ante nyot aku di cikru yu cika dud nika chen ka dud koi ju ki ke koi torin kana akai nyin wel pin ku koi ko ana koi kin mat kam den ken kriso ku koi ko ke achru te nika put ka yi koi no min we
People here have got light,
koi tu eng chen kana ana we
and it's the people that have got light
ka koi no we
that will enter into this history, this dispensation.
ke ka lo ni ye lo tu eng ke jwer roti
You can read the whole chapter.
ni le ba kedang le ba ko ni ban
So, as I said, everything here is straight from the Spirit of Prophecy.
cuma na jangan berkri betul ni ban ke lembu negara Ellen White
And it's from here
dunia kini
that we begin to have to construct our line, our history.
itu yang kati wo ayah cikir ko kadia nagu kulai ingai wo ke gol buke yik
And this becomes significant
bukan kini jati agak
about how much help Ellen White can give us and how much help she cannot give us.
biwa ini na anak ini dia koi ini kudu ini yang yuyut nang Ellen White dia koi ini cukup yuk nangin
Is Ellen White going to be able to take this history and help us?
na lum Ellen White lum aku kulai ban benen wo koi
Will she be able to do that?
belum bukan benen wo koi
Does she do that?
ayah loy kan ye loy
Yes or no?
coi bung bè ye lối kan ka chi lối
Does she help us?
ye wo kon
No? Yes? Does anybody think Ellen White's going to help us?
no ran yen tak ke Ellen White le wo kon như thế này
Okay, I'm assuming most of you are not sure.
aka wa kam na na chen ko bi ku a chi ni yin de
So we'll go with the answer. She's not.
ba gam na ne kien
She's not able to help us.
a chele bu ko
She thinks that Jesus is going to come back when?
aye tang na de ke so be ben nen
Early,
dai ben
63.
ben runde te de tem ko dia
Then a little bit after that.
ko yen wo kin to bu je tare
And she keeps on moving and moving, hoping that he's about to come.
ku jel jela de ke nge na de kien ke so abu dai ben ke de ke nge de na ko le je ben
She dies.
bu te ni ton de
She still thinks he's just about to come.
kai de ke te na de kien ke so abu dai ben
And all of those dreams are destroyed.
ku ka kien ke ti ka nyu ten ke ja ke area
And then we get stuck in this wilderness
ku je ku nin real ko toro
with no escape.
ko chin ti le bu be kat
If we're stuck
na chi wo jar go nim ti
in this wilderness place,
che wo nim jar real ro
how do we get out?
bu ben be de
How do we get out of that place?
bu ben be te ni de
We can't. There's no way of getting out. We're stuck.
a chin ben be what you do
Because we keep on going to Ellen White's writings and ask her for help.
you wa de ko du tu no elen wa ku le ku ko ni wo ko chi le wo be ko
And she says,
ka ye le
I can't help you.
ko cha ke ko
Got nothing to offer.
an chin ko ga mu
And that's the problem that we face.
yen ke to ki wo ngwan
How do we get out of this situation
bu ku ben be it to wo ti ne de
to understand what is happening in the end?
ago ku ku ra lo ni am to ko go ni
And it becomes a relatively complex issue how we do that.
kai jabriel re lon bi wo ke ni bu yen lo
The way we've done things for so long
lon chi wo kang lo ne te chi juich
has been problematic, to say the least.
are li jare ba go le la ma
We've been confused.
wo ti nim real
We don't often know what line we're dealing with.
wo nim la chon ye chicken inde yen to kan wo yen lui wo
We thought we had one line,
wo de ko no chicken to
and we realised afterwards it was a different line.
ko ku be go tin ko bu nang chicken de ber ku tin ke wa
So the problem begins right back in verse 40
yen ki ro wo ji ro jog ni chok ter man
with an acknowledgement, a recognition
yin chi wo ni
that too many people have died.
na de kran ji ga ji to
And this idea
ku ki ne
of this generation
ye pyu yin le jam
living through all of this history
ni ri ji ben ri ji chem ya ko le
gets destroyed.
area
We find that this time period is too long.
ba yu ga de na de ki yen et di de kam abare
From the sowing of the seed
ne chum de ko
to its harvest
bu ji tim de
begins to get so long,
a ti ber re
it's no longer a human being.
yen a ti ber wara
And that begins to cause problems.
ku ki ne ga ti ki ro wo be
So we begin to change our message.
ki ne a ti pyu da a ti war
And we say it's not a message about a person,
a ti pyu je ne jam ran
it's a message about a people,
de pyu jam e ko
a movement.
a ku no
So we turn it from person to movement and everything's fixed now.
a ti ro war bi ara an to ku le ro be ki a ku no ku kri ben a ti chok ni me
Except
a to
we have to do something before we get to the end.
no ko bu lo ya ngot ku kin ge ni to
You start with people,
ta gol no ko
you go to movement,
no ra ku no
where do you have to come back to?
ba ba du ti no
You have to come back to people.
ni bela du chen ti no ko
That line,
ye ti ken
this one,
ye ken
that starts off with people,
ye na gor no ko
moves on to a movement,
le ya ku no
has to go back to a people.
a du chen be ya ko
This was
ye ken ye
the life of how many people?
ye ken ye pi de ko ke de
How many people?
ye ko ke de
One person,
era an to
one generation.
erin to
When it doesn't work, what do?
na chi lui ki yo bu loi
We scrap them
ta cho cái quấy
and we just say one church,
le ku ke kanisa to
one group,
le ku ka kunum to
one people.
ran to
We change it.
chu wa
So you can have lots of people dying, but it's the same one group.
ni le na ko ji to ke lui we de li ka ba de le ke ran to a kunum to
That might help us a little bit,
ke ne le bu wa ko nya ma
but you're still stuck.
wa ji ya ko ji de
You need to go back to people.
wa de ko du chen ti non ko
And Alan White won't help.
Ellen White a chele bu ba ko
So what you're required to do
ye mu ko ro ba loy
is go back into inspiration
ba du ne ke ti go de ne bi
and look for information that wasn't there.
ba la ting ki liu ten ba la ting
The Bible calls it, inspiration calls it, hidden treasure.
aye Bible ko jala gar ne bi ben aye chol ke ti tian ye ne real ti tian
So,
yen
in verse 40,
ni chu ter man
you go to 11.
tier ko to
Let's go to the verses. Turn to Daniel 11 quickly.
lo ko ni chu ya bu Daniel tier ko to
In Daniel 11,
Daniel chapter tier ko to
the story begins in verse 36
abu ko lo ran go chu te ya ko de san
and it goes to verse 40.
le chu ter man
We're going to have to start changing things.
ye na ko ro chang bu kang go lo we
In verse 36,
chu te ya ko de san
there's a king,
among milik
and that king
ye milen
is going to have a fight.
abnang hit abnang tor
The king of the south
abnang tong
will fight against
milen kiang ja abutor kene
this king,
kene milen
and then
jel rolo
the king of the north
jel milen tweet
will also fight against the king.
jel ben bubui kene ye milen
Hopefully we're okay with that.
ale kene
That's what the verses teach.
yen ke ye chogi apyo
You have to get all of those verses and change them
jalo ne ke chogi ku je ke war
in order to change from a group of people back to
aborarwa
an individual person.
baja na kunu ko je buten balo ni ranto
Goes from person to a group back to a person.
abeni ne gol ni ranto kolor akunam ku balo do ni ranto
And to do that,
to tamba kene
you have to change what this verse teaches.
ke yi chogi ye pyo ya badil war
You've got to change that king
ye milen kene
to the king of the north.
bawar ke milen tweet
And therefore this becomes the king of the north.
ku ye milen ben ke milen tweet
And this one becomes the king of the south.
ku ye kene ye ben ke milen chiam
This is an extremely convoluted and complex process.
lekin kene ya nyot ke kala nyon ret we karele
Alan White didn't give us this information.
Ellen White kin wo yen ke wilka
Daniel didn't.
akin Daniel yen wo
We did that all by ourselves.
lekin kene elo kunu gupo
And the work that I had here shows that and proves it.
ye lon yen cha nyot ne ye nyot ke yen ke kan yi
So what we say
yen ke yukulwen
is that in 1798,
ayukulwen ada kene tara to kene
King of the South comes against the king of the north.
ayen milen chiam ayen ben tor kene milen tweet
In 1989,
kune tara to der ro
king of the north comes against the king of the south.
ayen milen tweet ben read kene milen chiam
And this is not in agreement with the spirit of prophecy.
Bukan kena awat kena ki gada nabi.
We've begun to change inspiration
Ayo wak kici wel ke nabi ayo ko war.
in a very fundamental and important way.
Ayo ko war ni wer te kada ret wer ni.
And as soon as you do that, As soon as you open that floodgate, the ability and the right to change Bible verses like this you've entered into a totally different place. Because people are not allowed to do that. We did what we're not allowed to do. And when we can recognize that, we would recognize the solemnity of the Sunday law issue. So, this was an introduction of how you get from inspiration to what this movement teaches. When we come back, we'll re-look at this and to develop our logic to see what we did and why we did it. As you pray and meditate upon what we've discussed, ask yourself just one question. Who gave us the authority to do that? Because it's not there in inspiration. And I think we're not honest about it if we say that it is. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we want to ask and pray for a blessing, that you would guide and direct us as we meditate and contemplate upon your written word. As we try to grapple with that word and have it make sense to us, we see, Lord, that we are often in a different dynamic, in a different place than one that we supposed would be. Help us, Father, in our time of need. Bless us, Father, and fill us with your Holy Spirit so that we might be faithful and true to you. Give us strength for the rest of this day. We ask in Jesus' name.